Hello and welcome to live web phone call and chat support system part 7. I am Kamran Wajdani, and in this video we are going to complete or start our front end initial setup. But before continuing, as usual, I'd like to request, if you have not followed or liked WatchMeCode Facebook page, then please like and follow the WatchMeCode Facebook page. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, then please subscribe and click the bell icon to get the latest updates. Let's go to our local host and see what we have left, and let's continue from right there. When I was streaming this video a couple of days ago, there was some issue with my mic, and that's why I was forced to stop the stream. But right now I am back with a brand new mic, and I guess you can hear me nicely clean and sharp. So let's start with our core.js, and we need to include right here a library called fingerprint.js. Let's Google it. Fingerprint to JS, and we have a wall fingerprint.js tool right on GitHub, and we need to include the minified version from the JS Deliver CDN. Let's copy the URL and open it. Oops. Which version we have right now? We have version 2.1.0, 2.1.0. Let's copy and go back to our editor and create a new class inside our file inside JS and call it fingerprint.js and paste inside the fingerprint.js the copied code and close it. Let's include it inside our index.php fingerprint and save it. Now we need to close and go back to our local host, hold Control Shift and press I, and let's reload it. And after that we have to simply check if we have fingerprint right inside. Okay, great, it is right here. Let's continue from there. Now we need to create a function or method. Let's create inside base, or okay, let's create a method and call it const get fingerprint, and let's use an arrow method. And inside the fingerprint get fingerprint method, let's use if window dot request idle callback, then we should use request idle callback and use a function or method. Let's use an arrow method instead, and we need to add fingerprint to.get, and we need a callback components an arrow method, and inside the arrow method, why my fingers are not typing correctly today. Let's for now console.log components, and we need to add the exact same method right inside the set timer. Great. Now let's go to code.js, and when we are rendering these live action buttons, we need to call the get fingerprint method, and inside the Zuz init method we created earlier, let's add get fingerprint, and let's call Zuz init. Save and go back to our local host and reload, and now we have our fingerprints components right here. We have user agent, WebDriver, language, and all supported features the current browser currently support. Even it is using my graphics card, that is Radeon RX 580 series, and we have audio, fonts, and a couple of more things. Great. Now we need to create a unique fingerprint right from here. Oops. Well, I need to include, I guess the fingerprint had one more let's add fingerprint. Oh, it is component, I guess. Let's check out console.log fingerprint. I guess it supports out of the box, and use fingerprint right here as well, and just reload. No, it does not support at all. Let's check the documentation really quickly. Okay, here's the method. Let's check or create one more method, const process fingerprint, and we need to include here are a couple of things we need to add, and that is options, and we need to add, I don't know why I am proceeding so much slow. However, we are good to go, by the way. Okay, so we need to add var values equals components dot map, and we need a method, and let's use component. And the component should return component dot value, and we need to create fingerprint 2 dot x64 hash 128, and let's create values dot join, and length should be 31, and let's return it. And we need the same method, save, and let's go and console.log right here. Now let's save and reload, and I guess option is not defined. Oops, I missed that. It is not right here. Instead it is right here. Save and reload. What the heck is going on? 69 options, fingerprint 2 dot get options. Well, let's use the direct method instead. Components. Let's save it and try one more time. Oh, well, I am following the fingerprint JS2 method that is right from here, but it is doing, I don't know what is going on. Or should I use, actually the last time I have used the fingerprint tool library, it was the old version, and now it's been a couple of months and we have new methods. That's why it is making me confused. However, let's go through the documentation real quickly, and we should be providing, oh, right here we have options right here. My bad. Here is the option from the documentation. Let's save it, try one more time, and it is undefined once again. Well, that is bad. Well, I guess I should check what is going on. Let's really quickly console.log values and console.log. It is undefined, nothing right here. And let's add components. If we can check for components, or well, remove the option for now and right from here, save and reload. And once again we don't have any. Let's simply return components and simply return components. Well, it is undefined. Components, return components, components, code.js. I guess we should, well, for now it is making me confused, and let me grab the old library, and it is version 1.8.0. Let's grab quickly pull request release. I'm going to release, and fixes, and we have wiki. Oh, no wiki. It is actually well, let me fix it quickly. Well, for now let's use the older version, and last time I was using 1.8.0. Go to releases, and we should move to 1.8.0. You can grab right from here, but I already have this one, and let's quickly update fingerprint.js and update the right code, save, and now we should move on, and let's go to our localhost, control F5 or right click and say hard empty cache and hard reload, and inside base or core.js let's grab directly, and the syntax is new fingerprint, new fingerprint 2 dot get, and we have fingerprint, and we have components, and right here let's console.log fingerprint and console.log components. Let's save, go to localhost and reload, and now we have our unique ID. It was actually from 1.8.0, and I have not followed the library since then. So I suggest for now let's go with 1.8.0, but you can of course go with newer version, but you have to dig out the new syntax. But for now let's continue with 1.8.0. Let's quickly comment it. Version 1.8.0, using one more arrow, we should update or upgrade to 2.1.0 later, and we're good to go. Okay, right after we have our fingerprint, we need to check for different components, and for that let's create a method real quickly for getting the different fingerprints. Let's remove this one and create get component, and we have comps and we have the key, and we will have for var x equals 0, x is less than comps dot length x plus plus. Actually we are going to grab the right entry or object from the fingerprint list array, and we should actually filter instead of just going with the for loop. And we should use the method. Let's comment out. Okay, we should return comps dot find x and x dot, and we are actually filtering by key, so let's use it. X dot key equals key, and we want to return the value, so dot value. That's it. Let's remove it. So if we go to core.js and inside those init, if we console.log get component, that is components, and the key is, let's grab the user underscore agent, save it and reload it, and we have our user agent right here. Great. Now we need to move on. So now we need to store a couple of things, but before storing more, we need to add a method that is to add JS, and inside the add JS we should be using file source and callback, and let's use var js equals source equals local. If we have local source, let's include from we are actually adding underscore underscore source live base. Let's use it underscore underscore source live dot base plus js slash plus file. Otherwise we need to include the direct file if we have the URI. It means we will be adding the JavaScript files by calling the add.js method, and if we are including the remote file, which is a URI, we will actually just pass the file. Otherwise we will use our local URL. So let's create document.create element, and let's call it script, and inside the script we have s.set attribute, and we have source and the value is JS, and we have s.onload equals callback and we have document.head.append child s. Great. Now let's go to core.js, and now we need to simply call or include the Firebase thing. Let's add JS, and inside add JS, let's go to console.firebase.google.com project, and let's use a project or actually one of my project. So I should use really quickly, I should use and I have I guess we should use the Firebase directly. However, let's use CL projects. Okay, I have a project and I'm not creating a new project. Let's use old one, and or I should use a brand new project instead. And now let's create a project and name it Zoos Live, and location should be United States. Let's click I accept, I agree, and create project. And your operation was forbidden. Why? Creating your project. Great, let's create on or click on continue. And before continuing, we need to add an app to get started. Click on web and name it Zoos Live and click register app, and inside the register app we need to include this code or link. So we need to add JS and we need to include this link, but we need to use a different version. But before continuing, let me go to use remote, and we will have a callback, and the callback will be for now console.log Firebase added. Let's save it, and for now comment it. Go back to our local host and reload, and it is calling the local host is forbidden. Well, that is weird. I guess we should move the local host project to the domain. Let me create a domain real quickly. Public HTML, use demos. create a directory to live, and now we need to move. Please hold on, I am moving the project from localhost to my server. So let's go to localhost and let's quickly copy, add to archive, use zip, okay, and let's go to file manager, public HTML, or if we can quickly check if we can use it right here. Because I'm avoiding if we can not. Let's go to localhost, reload. Oops. Okay, we need to move to our server. Those demos, and we have those live. Let's create on let's create an upload and simply move the Zeus live to our server. Go back to server and reload. Let's quickly extract it. Great. And quickly delete, confirm, and reload. Now if we go to demos.zeus.host and use those live, we have those live right here, but we need to use HTTPS. Great. And now we need to move from this editor to something else. So let me grab out and let's file we should use dun, 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 dun. Do, 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 do. Well, this is weird, but let's move this window right here, and I guess we should use a different view. Okay, so let's go to our Zeus Live. Where is Zeus Live? Quickly open the index.php and let's quickly use JS, and we need to change from localhost to demos.zeus.host Zeus Live. Great, let's save it. And now if we can open the base.js and core.js, we should be able to continue. So let's switch to core.js and let's edit our settings, preference, or use style configurator, and let's increase the font size to 18 or I guess 14. Save and close. Okay, this one, and we have this one. Okay, so, and the good news is you can now test what I am doing by going to demos.zeus.host, and the link is right inside the stream, and now you can follow me on demos.zeus.host/Zeus Live, and you can simply check what is going on. Great. So great, now press Ctrl Shift I and go back. Now we have Firebase added, and the Firebase added code should be called inside index.php, and we have base and we have core, and we are simply adding the add.js, and we are then calling the Firebase. Now if I go to the Firebase, let's copy Firebase config inside the base and inside index.php. Let's add Firebase config, and now we need to initialize the, let me move out of the window. Okay, now we are good to go. First of all, right after adding the Firebase, let's call Firebase dot initialize app, and we need to include __Zeus live dot Firebase config, and then we need to add __ Zeus, or if we have the Zeus right here, or inside the core we have, okay, we don't have, great. So let's use this live dot fi.db equals, or actually we need a, what the heck is going on, this core, okay, we need to include Zeus and if we have not added right here, let's add inside base const zuz equals nothing, and let's add fire, and we will store the firebase detail right here. Save. Inside core.js we should use those.fire.db, and the fire.db will use firebase.database. Great. And now we need those.fire. Well, for now use try and catch e, and let's use the fingerprint thing. Console.log. We are unable to set up those live. And now we need to add our screen equals get components, and the key is resolution, and we have screen size equals scr0 plus x plus scr1, and then we have those.me.fingerprint equals fingerprint, and let's go to those and add me equals empty, and now we need to add those.me.user agent will be get component, and that is user agent. And now we need to add those.me.language get component. Oops, I've already copied. And let's add language, and then we need to add those.me.resolution. It will be screen size. Okay, now for now let's add console.log.me. Let's go to our demos.zoom.host/live, and we need to reload, and now we have Firebase is not defined. Core.js 168. Let me check if we have Firebase. Okay, we have Firebase right here. Init IALIZE app. Okay, thing is, we need to add a different version for now, and we should add Firebase.js version and only Firebase, and let's use a different version, 4.13.0, and let's reload it. And Firebase is not, it says cross origin blocked and transpile. Oh, my bad. Add JS, and that is remote. Let's go to add JS source equal local, create element JS file source, and I am adding HTTPS static remote and why it is adding. Oh, I need to add double equals, my bad. Let's reload it, and now we have our Firebase. If we should add Firebase, great, it is working perfectly. Well, I am having a lot of issues coding today, and I guess my mind is a bit disturbed, or I don't know what is going on, because okay, I guess I am too tired for continuing. Anyhow, let's move on. And now we have fingerprint, and fingerprint language resolution is our screen resolution, user agent is our user agent. And now we need to add inside two simple things. We need to add and check for firebase.auth on auth state changed, and we will have a user. We will check for if user console.log. Great, we are logged in with Firebase. You are a guest. Let's save it and reload. You are a guest, great, because we don't or we have not signed in so far. And let's go to okay, great. Now we need to connect the messenger from just a straightforward over chat box. We need to include the welcome window. So when the user will click on message, we will simply ask the guest for his name and email so that we can track him later. So we need to include the welcome window. Okay, so first of all we need to go to our user support box, and we need to check if those dot me dot sign in, let's choose is equal true, else we need to return the following. And let's use false instead. Go back to base and use is equals false, and inside our if user we should use those dot me dot is equals true. Say great. Now if we go to core.js, let's add, I need to check for those head, those box, those live support, those chat. Great. Instead of, well, thing is I'm thinking if I should stop this stream because it is making me hard to code today. And well, let's stop the stream for now because it is making me sick and I don't know what is going on. So keep in touch and let's continue tomorrow. But before leaving, I need to request one more time, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe and click the bell icon, and if you have not liked or followed the Facebook page, please follow. So take care and see you tomorrow. Goodbye.